Adapting to a digital platform during COVID-19. Our researchers are Taylor Howell, a media specialist, a member of the American Association of School Librarians, Lindsay Corey, a school media specialist and chair of the Professional Development Committee for the Florida Association for Media Education, Terry Hutchings, the director of Digital Platforms and Learning at the University of South Florida in Tampa, Elise Cruz Aragon, a media specialist supervisor at the Hillsborough County Public Schools, and the USF School of Information. With school closures around the country, students were sent home with varying degrees of accessibility. The impact of quarantine on students' learning will be the focus of many studies for years to come. However, there has not been much research on how public school librarians in Florida fared through this crisis. More research is needed to examine what online resources school librarians have used and how in reaching out to students quarantining at home. This study gives school librarians a voice to reflect on the challenges they encountered, the accomplishments they achieved under extreme circumstances, and suggestions for better future preparedness when another such emergency occurs. While surveys taken during school closures show what services librarians offered, a deeper evaluation on the effectiveness of such services is needed. This study strives to answer the following questions. What specific online tools did school librarians use to reach out to students, and to what extent did they use these tools over other methods of inaction? According to school librarians, how effective were the online tools they had available to keep K-12 students reading and learning at the level they normally do while attending school in person? What challenge, administrative, interpersonal, societal, and technical, did school librarians face while managing the library under the pandemic? And looking back at the 3 months of quarantine, what changes in policies and practices could have been made to better serve the student population with online resources? Limiting our research to the state of Florida, our data begins on March 13th, 2020, the date that school closures were mandated. Using that start date, we seek to understand how varied the responses was between school librarians and the e-learning environment. Our purpose is to explore the nuances in school librarians' experiences across Florida, their roadblocks, triumphs, and ideas for future improvements, which is why qualitative interview questions will complement our initial survey responses. Before administering the survey questionnaire, the subsequent interviews, a data gathering phase will provide evidence about the specific online tools used during COVID. Using data available to school media specialists regarding checkouts from their school sites, results will be filtered to show only usage during COVID-19 shutdown. Results will be limited to resources available online. This data collection will provide researchers with background on how efficiently digital librarians were used during the shutdown. This data collection will be used in conjunction with the initial survey sent to school media specialists. The research will be used to corroborate the data collected in the surveys. Surveys will be emailed out to school media specialists. They will address media specialist concerns during the COVID-19 shutdown, the use of their resources and themselves during the shutdown, and the prior traffic and usage of their media centers. The surveys will have an area for participants to include their own information and demographics of the school that they work in. After the surveys have been collected, digital interviews will take place, either via phone calls or video calls. They will focus on the following 4 components: a greater understanding of current tools, the effectiveness of current tools, challenges in online settings, and the changes needed for the future. Our budget will be $4,500. $50 gift certificates will be given out to participants to encourage participation. Subscription to SurveyMonkey will also be needed. Our research will begin August 1st with data collection. Moving into September, and September 30th, surveys will be sent to 1,620 librarians. Our interviews will begin in November 29th, and we will compile the results in February 1st. And we will plan to share results April 1st with the finalized results to be published and submitted to peer-reviewed journals for further research. Here are a few of our references and resources we used.